In this video, I'm going to show you how to track contact form conversions when you're using the Contact Form 7 plugin. So this is my example plumbing website, and on this test page here, I have a Contact Form 7 contact form. This functions a little bit differently to many other contact forms. So in this video, I'll walk you through a guide on how to set this all up within Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. Now, the method I'm using today is from this guide right here on this website called Analytics Mania. I'll leave a link in the description of this video if you want to read the full article. But for this process, all we need is a piece of code which is located right here. And this is what's known as a listener, and we need to install this in our Google Tag Manager. Normally, when someone visits a page on your website, Google Tag Manager can detect this and also track it, but Contact Form 7 works a little bit differently. When someone hits submit on your contact form, the page actually doesn't reload, it just gives you a success message. So Google Tag Manager can't actually pick this up without installing a listener, which is designed to sit there and watch for this exact conversion. Google Tag Manager then picks up on that and then sends it through to Google Analytics, a conversion event. Okay, let's set it up. So if you come over to Google Tag Manager, we need to create a new tag. Just firstly, if you don't have your Google tag set up in your account already, I will leave a link above the video right now. Pause what you're doing and install this first, otherwise all of this will not work. So what we want to do is click on New, Tag Configuration, Custom HTML. We'll go back to this guide and we're just going to copy this script right here, paste, and then for triggering, we're going to choose all pages because we're going to assume that if you have a Contact Form 7 form on one page, you're going to want to use that across your entire website. But if you want to set this up for just an individual page, you can do that as well. So we'll click all pages. Now just going to name this, I'm going to call it Contact Form 7 listener tag and click save. All right, now that we've set that listener up, we want to just make sure that it is firing correctly before we move on to anything else. So we'll just click on preview mode, connect the URL with the page on it, and now we'll just fill out a quick test form and send that off. We got the thank you message here. So if we go back to Tag Assistant, we can now see that the Contact Form 7 submission has fired and the listener tag is also fired here as well. So if we click on this and extend the data lake, inside of here, you can see that the event is called CF7 submission. And this is what we're going to use as our custom event when we now set up a trigger. All right, now we need to tell Google Tag Manager what to do when it sees that listener tag fired. So we'll go back to Google Tag Manager, go to triggers, create a new trigger configuration, and now we want a custom event. So now we're going to use what we just saw over here in Tag Assistant, which is the event, and we want now just save this trigger. I'm going to call it custom CF7 submission and click save. Now the last step is to create one more tag that will actually send the data to Google Analytics once this has triggered. So we'll go back to tags, create new, Google Analytics GA4 event. Here you'll need your measurement ID. So to find that, you have to go over to Google Analytics, click on the cog icon over here, data streams, find your business, and here is your measurement ID. So we'll copy that one, paste that in there. Event name, we're just going to call this form underscore submission, making sure that it's all in lowercase and separating spaces with an underscore. I'm not going to worry about any parameters. And for triggering, we're just going to select our custom event trigger that we just created just before. Now to save the tag, I'm just going to call it GA4 event form submission and save. Now let's do one last final test, make sure this is working correctly. All right, the page is loaded. I'll fill out another test form. We got the success message, and over in Tag Assistant, we have the listener and then also the GA4 form submission, which means that's working perfectly. Just go over to Analytics quickly, click on the cog icon, go down to debug view, and in this view right here, you'll see the form submission is being passed through to Google Analytics 4, and as you can see, form underscore submission is being passed through. So this is all set up correctly, and Google Analytics is now receiving all the data from Google Tag Manager. So just go back over here. It's working fine. We'll submit this. CF7, call it anything you like. Publish that. And there you go. That is how you set up conversion tracking for Contact Form 7 form submissions. If you found this useful, please give the video a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any other videos just like this. Cheers.